you know, safely, because let's see, for example, somebody died last week. You know that?
Yeah, the MMA fighter.
Somebody died in Ireland. The week before that, the boxing kid was in a coma. He was put in a coma. I'm developing a system where you can do MMA safely. We have a team practice every Sunday. It's open invite. You guys want to come down and do MMA? We do technique and then we spar. True or false? Martial arts teaches you to beat people up and bully people.
If you want it to be true. If you want it. If you want what your system is.
It's like knowledge is knowledge, and what you do with it is how knowledge.
Has anybody ever heard of the term Budo?
Yes, I have.
The spirit of martial arts.
Yeah. Doesn't it derive from, or it derives from Bushido, right? Or it's the same? It's kind of.
Oh yes. So Budo would be the actual combat application, and then Bushido would be how you integrate that into your life. So Budo would be breaking somebody's neck. Bushido would be making somebody tap out. What I do is called powerhold, and that's what we're going to do tonight. The goal is not to make somebody tap out. To me, that teaches that one day the battle will be over. But to me, martial arts is a lifelong journey. So I don't want you to tap out. I want you to fight. I want you actually to escape my hold. Because then I'm going to be forced to go into my next move. That helps me. And then by you fighting, your muscles are going to work against my muscles. And we're both going to get stronger. You don't have to worry about getting injured because I'm not cranking. Okay? And this is the way that I have to train. I had my neck broken when I first started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by a guy who was supposed to be experienced. But he was experienced in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu where they teach, you know, tap or snap. I didn't tap, so snap. And I was out for a few days, couldn't move. And still to this day, if, for example, somebody last week was cranking on my neck, and just today's the first day where it's not sore. But anyway, power hold is when we spar 30 seconds to 45 seconds. You're going to get a warning at 30 seconds. Now you know at 45 seconds we're going to have a break. We said if you hold somebody for 45 seconds, you could have made them tap out. To keep the action moving, we're going to stop you at 45 seconds. Question? No? Oh, you're saying goodbye. Alright, so power hold, we're going to do the same techniques, it's just in the application of it. We're taking it from Budo to Bushido. These are techniques that can do a lot of damage, but we're applying it in a way that's more beneficial to everybody. Joe's very experienced here. He's going to be my demonstration partner. And the first move we're going to do is the first move that I ever learned in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It teaches a concept that is used throughout every move, which is moving your hips. When somebody tries to take you down, they have to control your hips. If you have powerful hips, nobody's going to be able to hold you down. Or if they do, you're going to be able to do this move. Come on in, Joe. And mount me. Yeah, we'll keep the camera rolling. This is for my YouTube channel. I did want to just clarify the difference between submission grappling and power hold grappling. Submission grappling, go ahead Joe, get on top of me. Submission grappling would be something like, okay, Joe gets me in a head and arm choke here. Okay, and this is the move that broke my neck in, I'm going to say it was probably about 2001. Okay, because of the way that this hold is applied, you can actually still breathe. You can still breathe but pass out because it's a blood choke. his arm on one side and my own shoulder on the other side is cutting off the blood supply to my brain. But technically, my trachea is open, so I can still breathe, but I might pass out. And then if it's not on correctly, the person could squeeze like what happened to me, and then the neck bone was kind of displaced. Anyway, submission grappling, I'm either going to tap out or I'm going to fall asleep. Power hold grappling, Joe's going to hold me like this. Go ahead, Joe, don't let me out. Don't let me out, okay? Yeah. Okay, I got out. How long was that? 10 seconds, if that. Okay, now. Now Joe knows. That's the way I'm going to try to get out. Now, what did he learn? His head wasn't tight enough. I was able to get my arm around his head. Now hold me, okay? Sure. Nice. Sure. Nice. Did it again. All right. Now he knows his head's got to be real tight. Yeah. Woo, I start to get lightheaded. You can tap out, guys. Just know that. You can tap out in power holds, not against the rules. If we're having a sparring match and we're keeping score, you don't get any extra points for the tap out. You do get points for holding the power hold. Okay? Anyway, it's more of a positive reinforcement than punishing, you know, something that is potentially harmful. Anyway, so this is a bad position, obviously, with ground and pound. You know, when we spar, we don't do head contact. But if you're using martial arts for self-defense, you got to know that, you know, this is a bad position. He could ground and pound, he could choke me. If I go like this, he could take the armbar. So we're going to go like this. Okay? We're going to be on our side, but not too much that he's going to get me in a rear naked choke like what happened to Conor McGregor in his last match. He turned too much, and the guy snuck his arm around the neck. So we're going to be like 45 degrees here, okay? Now my elbow is on the inside of his leg. It's called the elbow escape. For that reason, I'm going to buck him with my whole body, but this leg has to be on the floor because I'm going to come underneath. Okay, it's the most important move you guys can learn in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it gets you out of this position, but it also teaches you this motion where you're going to bump. Okay, now I'm using my elbow here to push the knee out, and I get my leg free. Now look how I locked it in so he doesn't just remount me. Okay, I locked it in. Now we're in half guard. Ideally, I want to get to full guard. Realistically, I might have to do something else, but we're going to do the ideal thing first. I'm going to overhook. Okay? I'm going to bump. That's the move. The hip escape. My knee comes up. I rotate around. And I pull him into my guard. When you have the guard, you have to control the person's posture. Because if you don't, they're still able to ground and pound you. One of my higher ranked jiu-jitsu teachers, it wasn't necessarily my teacher, but he's the first black belt on the mat, a guy named Joe D'Arcy. They named the move after him. Very talented grappler. He got to Japan, MMA, he got to this position. He did not control the posture. The guy sat back and ground and pounded him out. Okay, all his jiu-jitsu. If you don't control the posture, just come in a little closer. This could be locked, but you could be like that, you can still get ground and pounded. So if this happens, you gotta come here. So they can't reach you. Up kicks, kind of thing. Otherwise, you're here. Okay, now we're gonna turn this into a cycle, okay? This move that we're gonna do now, I only saw it work once in MMA. But it did work. It's a timing move, okay? He sits back, I follow him up. Okay, I come up to my hand. Can't do it from your elbow. You won't have the leverage. Come up to your hand. It's called the catapult or the up and over sweep. If you call it up and over, it describes the move. You come up with your hips and then over. It has to be explosive. One more time. And then we're going to do it with our partner. We're going to go for 15 minutes on this one move because it's so important. Okay, one more time. I got back to guard. I control the posture. Joe's going to bring his hands on the inside. He's going to open his elbows up and weave his head out. soon as that happens, just come up to my hand. Up and over. Now no elbow escapes. Comes back to full guard. Nice, he's controlling the posture, but I break free. Up and over. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so that's what happens if you resist. You have a counter. Yep, that's the Kimura lock. This is also a guillotine. Okay. Stay tuned. Master Luki's League of Champions, powerhold grappling. If you're watching and you just do grappling, you don't do MMA, you can still roll with us on Sunday. And transmission.